Very good morning, everyone present in the class. Good morning to all. Good morning, good evening, based on the location. Warm wishes to all present in the class. Now, before we get into exception handling, before we continue the journey of exception handling, we may have to discuss the left out two important small topics which are very crucial and important, which is array and string. We'll start the journey of array today, tomorrow, day after tomorrow. I think today is Wednesday. The next 2 days, we'll discuss the concept of string. Okay. Kindly notice here, guys, all of you. Any programming language, not just Java, it is generic concept. Whenever you want to store some information in your program, in your application, then we use the concept of variables. Example, if I want to store the marks of a student, I can just create a variable like this. Integer type of whatever the variable name, marks1, m1, m2, a, b, whatever you want, you can give variable name. I'll give the variable name as m1. This is the continuation class. Whatever we have discussed earlier so far, I have kept in mind that all of you know that. I'm talking to developers here. Fine. Integer type of m1. If I want to store the marks of maybe 5 students, I can just create like this. Maybe I'll give the name as A. B. Integer type of C. Integer type of D. Integer type of E. Anyone in the class has any confusion that variables are there to store the information in your program? Regards to this, anyone has any confusion? All of you know that? Great. Same thing you can also write like this. If the common data type for all the variables, we can also write like this. Integer type of A, B, C, D, E, F. You can keep on creating how much ever you want. Now the requirement is I want to store the marks of 50 students. I want to create the marks of 50 students. How many variables you have to create? 50. Dear friends, you all know very well that a variable can store only one data at a time. For an instance, if I say integer type of A equals to 10, if I say A equal to 20, inside the A, 10 is there, 20 is there. 20 is there. Whenever you add a new data to a variable, old data is gone. At one given point of time, a variable can hold only one value. If it is not a final variable, we can change the data inside the variable. At a time, only one. Now the requirement is I want to store marks of 50 students. If you want to store marks of 50 students, tell me one thing, dear friends, how many variables I have to create? If I want to store the marks of 100 students, 100. So storing the information inside the variable is good approach. That is convenient approach, conventional approach, traditional approach in every programming language. It could be any programming language. If you want to store the data, we create variable. Very simple. It is traditional approach. It is conventional approach. Easy approach, good. If few variables are to be created, if small volume of data are to be stored, which could be 4, 5, 3, but whenever you want to store large volume of data, then creating variables is not a good approach. For an instance, if I want to store the marks of common data, right? All of them are marks of 50 students, common data that too. So can I create 50 variables? You can say possibly yes. What time I have? Give me 5 minutes of time. I can create. Okay. You can create 50 variables. You can store the data. How do you retrieve? Retrieve in the sense Sometimes maybe in your program, there is a situation wherein you have to use the data which is being stored inside that variable. That data you may have to use. Now, if you want to use the data which is being stored there, how will you use it? Are you all there with me? Yes, no, maybe. Now, in order to use the data as a programmer, don't you think you have to remember all the 50 variable names? If you are creating 100 variables, chalo, okay, 5 minutes you could able to create 100 variables. But whatever data you have already stored inside those variable, whenever you may have to use it, don't you think you may have to retrieve that? At the time of retrieval, maybe somewhere you want to use, then variable name you have to remember. It is not a good approach. So in any programming language in that matter, if you want to store information, some data, we create variable, very convenient approach, very traditional approach, no problem. But if a small volume of data has to be stored, if a few variables are to be created, but whenever a large volume of data you want to store at a time and you want to manage, then creating variables, it is not easy. First of all, creating so many variables are also very difficult task. However, if you somewhat able to create the variables, once you store the data inside that variable, whenever you want to access the data, you have to remember all those many variable names which are not convenient for programmers. That's where the concept of array comes into picture. The concept of array comes into picture. Fine. Array is index-based data structure. Array is indexed based data structure which will store data, or to store the large volume of data, to store large volume of data. We can say homogeneous data. Why homogeneous? Homogeneous, guys, same type of data. Why? I will tell you that. That is one of the disadvantage of arrays in Java. I'll tell you, homogeneous data, not heterogeneous. Homogeneous means same type of data. Why it is? I will tell you. Okay. Whatever definition you want, you can give. Now, there are two ways you can create the arrays in Java. First way, let's discuss in today's class. Whenever you want to store large volume of data, similar data, we go with the concept of arrays instead of creating the variables, the conclusion. The next point is in Java, array is treated as an object. It is an object-oriented programming language. Everything is object here. Unlike in C programming language, it is not a data type. It's not a primitive data type. It is an object. Fine. Array is an object. Making sense? Everyone present in the class? My screen got disturbed. Allow me 1 minute. I hope now the screen is visible to everyone. Great. Fine. So array is treated as an object. Now, what is the syntax? My dear friends, I have one question to every one of you. How do we create object in Java? Which keyword? New keyword. I'll say new. I want an object. I want an object. What type of an object? Please do create an object which can integer type of data for maybe 5 people. Always not in Java, any programming language. If you see square bracket, no, straightforward come into conclusion that it is an array. Whenever you see this square, you come to a straightforward, what do you say? Conclusion that it is an array. Is that fine? To this object behind the scene, the moment you do this, for object which memory area, guys, could you please answer me? Heap. Thank you so much for your active participations. On your heap area, one object would be created. Some address, of course, will be there. I assume the address of this object is 1000. For how many locations? 5 locations. Index-based data structure. 0th index, first index, second, third, fourth. 0 to 4 is equal to 5. I have not yet given the name. To this, I'll give the name. Whatever name you want, you can give. Maybe I'll give the name as AR. It is just a name. You can give your girlfriend name. You can give the variable name as marks. Doesn't matter. Okay. AR is an array of integer. This there, no, this bracket, you can write like this also. You can write like this also, though there is no problem. Both of them are same. Left hand side part, you can write like this or like this. There is both of them are same, no problem. This, but this has good readability. Array is, sorry, AR is an array of integer type. Array of integer type. Making sense, everyone? Now, if I want to store the marks of 5 students, what I'm going to do here is, or maybe 10 students, I'll say here, new, create an object which can store integer type of data for 10 people. To this, I'll give the name, maybe variable name, I'll give it as marks. Marks or grades, grading system. You can say how many grades you'd like to give. Anything is fine. Marks is an array of integer. Behind the scene, one marks variable for how much of locations you have told, that will be created. Tick mark, everyone. Now, if I want to store some data, I will say here, marks of 0th location. I want to store 10. For example, let's go with 5. 10 will be stored here. I'll say here, marks of first location, 20. I will say here, marks of second location, I will say here 30. Marks of third location, I will say here maybe 40. 40 will be stored here. Are you all able to understand how to work with it? Yes, no, everyone. So how many variables you are managing? All the data is managed by, even if it is 100, managed by how many variables? Now tell me, guys, as a programmer, do you need to recall so many variable names whenever you want to retrieve the data? Storing is fine, but retrieval. Fine. Let's try to write some scenarios for multiple dimensions, and then we will see more on the array. This is not just a stop. Let's start the journey. Very important journey this is. You must give maximum focus here. I'll give the project name as maybe array. I'll go here. I will just say launch array 1. Kindly maximum focus, dear friends. I hope all of you are comfortable with the concept of loops here. Anyone has any issues with the concept of loops? Am I allowed to use loops if there is a need? I can use, right? Let's go and use the loops here. Before that, what is the need also I will tell you. You need not to worry. I want to store the marks of 5 students, right? So I'll say here integer type of array for the marks equals to new integer type of array for how many locations I want for 5 locations. If you want to add the data, you can do like this. I'll say here marks of in the 0th location, I want to add 14. In the first location, I want to add this. In the second location, whatever number you can say, you can keep on adding. Maybe in the first location, this is the part. In the second location, this is the case. In the third location, this is the case. In the fourth location, this is the case. Some random marks. All of you are there with me? Everyone? Now, data is stored. Whenever you want to access, maybe I want to print on my console. You want to access for any other purpose, it's fine. How do I access? I'll say marks of whatever is there in the 0th location. I want to access. It will give you. If you want, you can store that back into the type of M for an instance. Or maybe I want to print directly. System.out.println. Print what to print? Go inside this array to the 0th location. Whatever data is there, please print it. I'm printing it. Are you all understanding how to access the data? Yes, no, maybe you can see 14, we are getting it. I want to not manually enter. I want to take the user input and enter. Okay. For which you know very well, we have to use one class called as scanner type. Maybe I'll say scan equals to new scanner. And I will say here system.in. Let's understand this very quickly. System.in. After which I'll just say here system.out.println. I'll say here kindly enter the marks of student 1. Whatever my user will enter, I will store in array which I've already created. Marks of 0th location by telling scan dot next int. Again, I will tell to enter the second student's marks. I will tell here, please enter second student's marks. I will store in marks of 1. Again, I will ask here, please enter third. Don't you think it is same activity repeating again and again? Should we write it multiple times or should we write once and make it to work for multiple times? I hope all of you are aligned with me. Write once. So I will say here for all good, everyone. I will say here integer type of I equals to 0. I less than 5. I plus plus. Instead of me telling here student, I will go here and tell whatever is the value of I. If it is a value of I is 0, student 0. Value of I is 1, student 1. Like that it will be. I will store in I. Okay. Everyone. Now I want to print also. Maybe I'll say system.out.println and I'll say here marks of students stored in an array. I'll go back here. Guys, again the concept of loop only here. System.out.println. I want to print, no. So I'll say here marks of 0th location. Marks of first location, second location. It's same story again. Same activity repeating. So can I write it once and make the concept of loops? I will explain you the loop here if you have forgotten. One time I'll explain once or twice. You will be in a position to understand. Integer type of I equals to 0, I less than 5, and I plus plus. I'll go here. Many things about the array you may have to understand. I will say here I. Instead of print ln, no, I will print in the same line. In the same line, after printing the same line, I will get the cursor into the different line. And followed by, let's have one space in between. Great. Now, if I have to run this, guys, I'll explain the loop if you have forgotten. Please kindly enter the marks of student 0. For the 0, I'll enter here 14. I'll say here 12, 13, 15, 14. See here, 5 times it is asked. Marks of students stored in an array. Like this it is stored. All of you present in the class? Yes, no, maybe. Guys, in the loops concept I had told you, is it recommended to write the upper limit directly? Is it recommended to write the upper limit directly? No. I mean, direct value. Every time you will have to change it for whatever purpose you're changing. You have to keep it generic. So guys, there is a keyword which is used to get the length of an array. There is one keyword which is being used. Variable name of an array, dot length. Guys, please remember, it is not a method. Method means it is like this. It is not a method. It is a keyword. It is a variable. Are you all getting it? Yes, no, maybe. It is a variable which will give you how much data we can store. So I will tell here, instead of me telling, I will say here, how much is the length of an array? How much ever is the length? That many times you loop it. How much ever is the length of an array? That many times you loop it. How much ever is the length of an array? I want you to loop that many times. Is it making sense? All of you present in the class? Yes, no, maybe. No issues. Anyone in the class want me to explain the loop working, guys? Because we have seen that already, but if you want, I can explain. Mixture of answers I'm getting. Okay. In the next loop, I'll explain those who want, few of them who have told me to explain this, because I've kept in mind, we have discussed enough of loops, right? So with the loops, if you could able to recall, we have done something like this. If you could remember, have you not written the formulas to launch a rocket on the Mars? If all of you could remember, this formula should not be leaked to NASA. I hope everyone knows that. No issues. So much of loops you have seen. Maybe I'll explain you in the next example where nesting of loops is also required. Understand this very quickly, guys, for the multiple dimensions part. With due respect to everyone. There are many other things also about the array you may have to understand. But quickly, let's understand this. The situation here is that I have a classrooms. Okay. And inside those classrooms, I have a students for whom I want to store the marks. Okay. So maybe I have 3 classrooms, 0, 1, 2. In each classrooms, I have 4 students. In each classrooms, I have 4 students. Okay. So the senior is, I want to store the marks of total of 3 classes students. Each class has 4 students. Fine. Now here, how many dimensions are there? Is it only student or it is classes also? It is 2 dimension. It is two dimension. Two dimension. More than one is always called as multi-dimension. Now, guys, in all the classrooms, do we have fixed number of students or do we have different number of students? Fixed number of students. All of you agree? So it is called as regular array. Two-dimensional regular array. Two-dimensional regular array. Okay. Now let's understand the memory map and the declaration of an array. Declaration of the array that I will say here, please do create an array which can store integer type of data for 3 classes. Each class has 4 students. After which I'll give the name, whatever name, not a matter of concern. I'll give the name as marks. Marks is an two-dimensional array. It is an two-dimensional array of integer. Marks is an two-dimensional array of integer. The moment you do this on your heap area, memory will be allocated something like this. How many classes? 3 classes. Each class has how many students? 4 students. Fine. Maybe address of this starts from 1000. Address of this starts from 2000. Address of this memory location start from 3000. That address will come and sit here. That address will come and sit here. And all this block, entire block will have its own address. That will come and sit in a variable, reference variable, which you have created. Marks, I'll say here. It is referring to this block. I want to store, maybe of course this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 0, 1, 2, 3, 0, 1, 2, 3. I want to store marks here. I will say here, marks of second class means, of course, first you have to go because we are starting the array with 0. First class, second student equals to 44. If I say 44 will be stored here. I want to store maybe here. I want to fill here. I will say here, marks of second class 0, 1, 2. Second class, third student 45. So 45 will come and sit here. Are you all understanding? Memory map. All of you present in the class. Let's write one application here so that we can have good hands-on practice also. All of you. Let's write one application here, okay? Quickly, let's write one application. I will say here, launch. Many things in today's class, I'm going to talk of array. So little bit patience, those who already might know these fundamentals. Please see here, guys. First array declaration, I'll declare the array like this. I'll declare the array. Integer type of two-dimensional array. Variable name is marks equals to new integer type of two-dimensional array. For 3 classes, each class has 4 students. Guys, right now, please look at the diagram and tell me, to manage the classes, I need loop, right? Because here also repetition is happening 3 times. I'll manage this with I loop. Inside this, again, repetition for 4 times. So nesting of loop is required here, or one loop can be managed. Is it required to have a nesting of loops? Yes, it is required. Fine. I will explain here the loop, how it is working, because all of you already know that. Maybe someone, if you have missed out, for you it will be kind of revision. I'll say for integer type of I equals to 0. I less than marks dot length I plus plus. Okay, fine. Inside this, I'll write one more loop. J equals to 0. After which I'll say j less than marks of I dot length j plus plus. Why I dot length? I will tell you. System dot out dot println. I will say here. Kindly enter marks of class. I'll say here I. I'll say here student. I will say here j. Whatever my user will enter, I will say here integer type. I will say here marks of particular class, particular student. I will say here scan dot next int. Scan dot next int. Fine. Sir, it's always we create array class length followed by a number of items. Guys, see very carefully. Everyone, all of you. If you say right now, variable name is marks, right? If I say marks dot length, it will give you this length. How many classes is there? No, that length. 1, 2, 3. If I say marks of I dot length, marks of I dot length. That means marks of I value 0 means it is marks of 0 dot length. That means marks of 0 dot length. Inside is 0 class. How many students are there, guys? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Those who are fundamentals are strong, they have understood. Others, when I explain the loops, you will understand by default. Fine now. Everyone, I'll take this. I'll go back to my application. Let's understand this if you want. These are very fundamentals. I should not be explaining at this stage, but let me just explain. Inside the I, right now we have 0. For the last example, I'll explain. After which I'm telling I less than marks dot length. Inside the I, we have 0. Less than marks dot length means it will not give you students length. It will give you marks is directly referring to this classes, this length. How much is length, guys? 1, 2, 3. So what is the length? It will give me 3. Marks dot length means 3. Anyone has any issues? All of you? Yes, no, maybe. So guys, is 0 less than 3? Is this condition satisfying? It will go inside the loop. Again, you're initializing one more loop. J equals to 0. You're telling J less than marks of I dot length, which is J less than marks of, what is the current value of I? Value of I is 0 dot length. That means J value 0 lies right now. J 0 less than, guys, marks of 0 dot length. How much the length? So marks of 0 dot length is how much? 4. Is this condition satisfying? It is satisfying. Control, this is satisfying. Control will go inside this. You are printing one message. Kindly enter marks of class. Right now I value 0. Class 0, student 0. People will enter. Whatever you enter, it is getting stored in marks of I comma j. Right now the value of I is 0. The value of j is 0. It will be stored here. So marks of 0 dot 0. That means marks of 0 dot 0. Marks will be stored here. Whatever you enter, it will be stored here. All of you are aligned with me? Yes, no, maybe. Again, the j value will be incremented inner loop. It becomes 1. Is 1 less than 4? Yes. Again, kindly enter marks of class 0. Student 1. class 0, student 2, class 0, student 3. Again, it will come out of this. Again, the loop will repeat. I'm not explaining you for loop here. For loop, we have understood very well. Those who has a problem, please do watch whatever we have already covered in the for loops. It is just a reminder, that's it. And how the remaining part of the loop works, I hope no issues to anyone. Yes, no, maybe, my dear friends. Have you got the context, or that also I have to explain? Why are we making use of marks of this? Murazza, I have already told. Maybe you have not listened to me. Since you have not listened to me, I will repeat. I have told 2 times, but I will repeat for you because listening skills problem. Now, please hear, guys. Marks of I means, what is the value of I currently? Initially 0. So marks of 0 dot length. If you say marks of length, it will give you this. Right now, the dimensions of array is 2 dimensions. It will give you only this length. Classes length 1, 2, 3. If I say marks of I value 0 means marks of 0 dot length. Marks of 0 dot length. It will give you this length 1, 2, 3, 4. Marks of 1 dot length 1, 2, 3, 4. Marks of 2 dot length 1, 2, 3, 4. Have you all understood? Or still that doubt is there? Still that same doubt? Everyone? Those who have understood the concept of loops, for them I am referring. All of you. Munazza, you had asked me why I have written this. I had explained you. If you can rewatch this entire video, but before rewatching it, please watch it, okay? Then no problem. 3, here also 3, here also 3. Anyway, I'm using ij here. And I'm using marks dot length. How much ever is the length of an array? That much. Understanding, huh? What is the big deal if 3 have 3 cross 3? What is the big deal here? And please, those who have joined us late to the classes, to the batch, kindly watch everything, whatever we have discussed. Okay? Very simple here. 3, right? 3. Each will have 3. Will have 3. Here also 3 only. And same only. If I say maybe the variable name is AR I have given. If you say AR dot length, it will give you how much the length here. 1, 2, 3. Rows. Number of rows it will give you. So number of rows is 3. If I want this, I will say here AR of 0 dot length. If I say AR of 0 dot length, AR of 0th index, first and second, right? AR of 0 dot length. How much is the length here? 1, 2, 3. It will give you 3. If I say AR of 1 dot length, AR of 1 dot length, 1, 2, 3. It will give you 3. Now understood, guys? Anyone has any ambiguity? Let me know now only. I'll clarify. If you want me to explain any part, I don't mind. I'll explain that. Any part of this, do you want me to explain, guys? Any one of you in the class? I want all the responses, yes or no. If you want, I'll explain. All good? Remember, please do focus in the classes. World has gone long back. In 2016 and all, people who used to answer what is a variable, what is data type, what is exception, few easy questions, we used to get the jobs. It was very easy. Right now, the situation is not like that. The world is going somewhere else. You should be exceptional. And if you struggle with these basic indexes and variables, you'll have very hard time. Though I have done my best to make sure to spoon feed even silliest thing by considering that people from very novice background is also part of the class. Experienced people who are there, if I explain slowly, if I explain fast, they will understand. But I was catering the one who are extremely no voices here. Okay. Anyway, so far so good, guys. If I have to go ahead, because something important I have to talk. These are easy things. Okay. If I want to print, I will say system.out.println. Let me just print here. Marks stored in an array, in an array, in an array. Maybe the spelling here, I'll make it enter. Okay. I'll say here again the same loop because it is multi dimensions. I will go here. Everything is same. I just have to do system dot. Let me print here. All right. So I'll go back here and I'll say, please do print marks of, I will say here, I and J. Those are new to the class. Whatever loops and code, it looks complex. It is 1 month of the course already over, and we have understood that very well from the scratch. We started the journey how programming came on this planet Earth. What is zeros and ones? What is semiconductor from that level? Every concept slowly we have come. Right now, directly I'm writing the code because all of you in the class knows very well. All of them in the class knows very well the fundamentals of Java. By keeping that in mind, I don't want to waste the time again to reiterate the same fundamentals again and again. So I've just directly written the code. So make sure you know that basics here, okay? I'll give one space here. After printing, I'll say system.out.println. Okay. Let me just write this, guys. Kindly enter the marks of class 0, student 0. I'll enter some marks. Class 0, student 1. See, guys, class is 0, I value 0. Student is 4 times, it is asking. J value. Again, class 1. See here. Now, class 2. Marks stored in an array. Like this, the marks are stored. All present in the class. Yes, no, maybe. Yes, no. Great. Array part is what I have to explain, but I end up explaining loops also. But anyway, right now the situation is like this. I have classes. I have students. We have 3 classes only. Let's have 3 classes. In class 0, we have 4 students. 4 students. Class 1, I have 2 students. Class 2, I have 3 students. Right now, is the data regular, guys? Whatever we have in each class, do we have common students or different? Data is irregular, different, not same for all. Great, wonderful. This is called as 2-dimension irregular array, or you can also call it as jagged array. 2-dimensional jagged array, or you can say irregular array. For this, the array declaration is different. If you say new integer type of 3 classes, but how much should I say here? Is there any fixed, each class has fixed number of students? If it is not fixed, leave it empty. Leave it empty. I will give the name of the array, maybe AR. AR is an 2-dimensional array of integer. AR is an 2-dimensional array of integer. Fine. Now later I will say in the 0th class, I will say here new integer type of, please create 4 locations. For the first class, I'll say here new integer type of, please create 2 memory locations. AR of 2, I will say here new. In the second index, please create maybe 3 memory spaces. Declaration of the array is something like this. Whatever you're unsure, please leave it empty. Separately you declare. Memory map is something like this. How many classes? 3 classes, right? Great. 0th index, first index, second index. AR is there. Address of this may be 4000. 4000 will come and store in this block. And AR is referring to this block. And in this block, how many? Total 4 are there. I will say 0, 0th location, 1, 2, 3. Whatever is the address, maybe address of this block starts from 1000. 1000 will come and sit here. And for this, how many? 2 are there. 0, 1. Maybe address of this block is starting from 2000. 2000 will come and sit here. And here it is 3. 0, 1, 2. Address of this block is starting from 3000. 3000 will come and sit here. Fine, guys. Memory map is like this in an array. With my 10 years of Java experience, I'm telling you. Java is known for me for 10 years. And most of the times I worked with Java. This is the memory. That boxes and all will not work here because it supports regular and jagged array. Okay. Now, if I want to store the marks here, I will say here array of first class, first student equal to 10. 10 will come and sit here. My dear friends, please tell me one thing, guys. If I have to go back to my program, did I use any fixed value for J loop or did I use generic? How much ever is the length of 0th class? That many times. Generic or fixed here? Now, guys, fixed if I give, right now, the J loop based on the memory map, should it loop fixed number of time for all the classes or different for different classes? Different for different classes, right? So if I write here fixed 4 times, 5 times, will it cater us? Will it work for us? Now are you understanding the advantage of not writing fixed number in the upper limit of the loops? Yes, Rajat, out of bounds. I will come to this after this. So tell me one thing, should I make any changes in my loop or in my code or only array declaration in the code which you can see on your screen? Do I need to make any changes apart from the array declaration? I will say here 3 classes. Students, I'm not sure in each class, I'll leave it empty. I will say here in the 0th class, I'll say here create a memory location for 4 students. In the first class, how much you want? In the first class, I need for 2. In the second class, I need for 3. I'll say here it is for first, it is for second. All of you align with me, dear friends, every one of you. Now, if I have to run this, it is asking me, see here, guys, class 0, student 0, 4 times it will ask. 4 times over. Now, class 1, 2 times it will ask. Now, class 2, 3 times it will ask. 3 times. See the memory also. 4 times, 2 times, 3 times. All good to everyone present in the class? Yes, no, maybe. This part, how to write, it's fundamentals of Java. I will not be focusing much. Let me focus on the array. I will declare the array. I want you to try the code later part. And if you struggle tomorrow, day after tomorrow's class, you can ask me. Every day you can ask me doubts. I will be there to help you out. Okay. I will just give you the scenario. I want to store the marks of some schools. Each schools have certain number of classes. Each class has certain number of students. I have totally 2 schools. In 0th school, I have 2 classes. In first school, I have 2 classes. And each class has 4 students. Right now, how many dimensions, guys? How many dimensions? 3-dimensional. Regular array or jagged array? 3-dimensional regular or jagged array? Each class. Okay. Oh, good morning. First of all, everyone, if you say good morning, only then I will proceed further. Good morning, every one of you. Dear friends, both the schools has same number of classes or different number of classes? All the classrooms have same number of students or different number of students? So it is 3-dimensional regular array or jagged array? Regular array. How to declare an array here? I will say here, I want to create one array. Of what type? Integer type. Of what type? Integer type. For 2 classes. Each school has 3 classes. Each class has 4 students. Fixed, right? I will say array is a name I have given, whatever name you can give it. AR is an 3-dimensional array of integer. Declaration of an array. So it is regular or jagged? Regular, right? Now, guys, how many dimensions? 3 dimensions. So 2 nesting will work here, or I need 3 nestings? I loop, J loop, K loop. 3 is needed, right? So first upper limit is in the I loop AR dot length. In the J loop, AR of I dot length. Inside the K loop, AR of I comma J dot length. Making sense? All of you? Let me give you those who had got confused for the jagged array. Same scenario for jagged array. School, maybe classrooms, and maybe students. Okay. I have 2 schools, 0, 1. In 0th school, I have 2 classes. In the first school, I have 3 classes. Okay. Here I have 4 students, 2 students, 3 students, 2 students, maybe 4 students. Now, guys, 3 dimensions, regular array or jagged array? Jagged array. How do we declare the array for this? Understand this. I will say new. Create an integer type of array for 2 schools. In both the schools, number of students are same or fixed? I mean, is it same or different? Different. Leave it empty. I'll go back here. I'll give the name AR is an 3-dimensional array of integer. And I'll come back here. I'll say AR of 0 equals to new integer type of 0th school. How many, guys? 2 classes, right? And number of students are not fixed. Leave it empty. AR of first school. I'll say a new integer type of number of classrooms are 3, right? In the first school, number of students are not fixed. Leave it empty. Again, I will say AR of in the 0th school, 0th classroom. How many students are there? New integer type of 4 students. In the 0th school, first classroom, how many students are there? New integer type of 2. In the first school, 0th classroom, how many students are there? New integer type of 3. In the first school, first class, how many students are there? New integer type of 2 students are there. In the first school, second class, how many students are there? New integer type of 4 students. Jagged array for 3-dimensional based on the situation. All good. Memory declaration. Looks difficult, but in reality, it is not difficult. Fine. All of you. Have you now got the difference between regular and jagged, guys? Regular and jagged. Everyone. All good, all of you? Great. I want you to write the code for this, 3 loops and all. The code, it could be anything. I hope multi-dimensional means it is clear to everyone. But arrays can be declared in different ways also. We can assign the values also directly. I'll talk to that. But before that, few important things about array I want to discuss. Few important things which are very crucial for interview. And as a Java developer, which you must know about it. Okay. What are the few important critical points? Number 1. Everything happens on the RAM and you know very well. This is our RAM and our application gets executed on the RAM. RAM means bytes. In the data types we have understood, everything is byte here. All the memory locations we have here is in the form of bytes, gigabytes. All of you, everything is byte here, right? Full RAM is of byte. Consider this. How many of you are aware of C programming language in the class? How it is 4. 2 is for number of schools. 3 is for number of classes inside the schools. And inside those classes, 4 is the students, number of students. I have told that you can rewatch the video also, Tamina. But I will tell you for you, since you have asked, 2 is for number of schools, 3 is in that schools, 3 classes. In all the classes, 4 fixed number of students. Fine? Tamina? Guys, those who have listening skills problem, for them I will repeat this. It's purely listening skills problem. How many schools are there? 2 schools. In each school, how many classes are there? 2 classes, fixed number of classes. I mean, it is 3 I have written, guys. It is 3 I have written. Maybe again the mistake, because 2 classes are there. I have to write here 2. Inside these 2 classes, what is the how many students are there, guys? How many students are there? Fine now? Guys, you can always rewatch lifetime access for this course, right? I guess it is lifetime access for this course. Lifetime you can watch the videos. Okay. Let me proceed further. Because I cannot take course for 1 year. I can take, will you sit for 1 year? I have to complete on time. I hope all of you knows it. Will you sit for 1 year? Hey, 1 year, which course, yeah? Which course is for 1 year? 1 year and all, you should not join also such courses. 2 GB means everything is bytes here. Guys, in case of C language, no. If you declare any of the array, if we say I need for 3 memory locations, example for integer type, it is, what do you say? In Java, how many bytes of memory, guys, for integer? How many bytes of memory? It is 4 bytes, right? If it is a C programming language, 4 bytes will be given to you. 3 into 4 is 12 bytes. 12 bytes you can access to store the data. By chance, if you try to add the data in 4th, again the remaining bytes is there. Now, if already some data is present, in C programming language, it will not protect. It will use that other bytes. If there is some data here already present, the data will be vanished. And inside those bytes, a new data will be added. So in an array, if you ask for 4 locations will be given to you. If you surpass the boundary, if you try to access the location outside the boundary, array in C programming language will not stop you. You can use it. Outside this, whatever memory is there on your RAM, if it is already occupied, some data is there, the data is gone. Whatever data you are adding, that will go and sit. So what I'm trying to say, there is a problem called as buffer overrun problem. How many of you are from the C background here? Aditya, few of them are there. Those who know, those who don't know C language, you ignore it. Right now you understand, it will not stop you to be within the boundaries. You have asked for 4 locations, but you are trying to access the 5th location. Will your array stop in C programming language? Will your array stop in C programming language? No, it will not stop. It will go and make you to access. What if in that location is something is already present in your memory, that something is gone, new data is added? This problem we also referred as buffer overrun problem. So do we have buffer overrun problem in Java is the question. Do we have buffer overrun problem in Java? In Java, suppose you have declared array like this. I want array for 3 locations. 3 locations. 3 locations are given to you with all the respect on planet Earth. 3 locations are given to you. 3 locations are given to you. 0, 1, 2. AR is referring to this. If you add 0 equals to 10, no problem, you add it. It is within your boundary. Within the allotted memory, whatever memory you have asked for, that memory has been given to you. I will say here AR of 2. Are you all getting it? Yes, no, maybe. Everyone? Now, guys, in Java, arrays are guarded with boundaries. Arrays are guarded with boundaries. There is something called as minimum boundary. There is something called as maximum boundary. Within that boundary only you should be accessing it. If you try to surpass the boundary, if you say array of third location and try to access which is not allocated to you, it will lead to an exception. Runtime exception. What is that? Array index out of bounds. You're trying to go out of the boundary. The index of the array, you're trying to go out of the boundary. It will not allow you. So hence, buffer overrun problem is there in Java, or buffer overrun problem is not there, unlike in C. Do we have buffer overrun problem in Java? Why there is no buffer overrun problem in Java? Java is a robust programming language. In Java, arrays are guarded with boundaries. If you try to surpass the boundary, whether it is a minimum boundary or a maximum boundary, it will lead to an exception called as array index out of bounds. How much ever you have asked, only you have to be within that only. See here, example, I'll go back here. How much locations I have asked here? 5 locations. Okay. If I go here, maybe I'll say here 3 locations. I will say here marks of I will say here 0th location. Okay, let's add this. My dear friends, just tell me, all these things, is it within the boundary or is it out of the boundary? Within the boundary or out of the boundary? Within the boundary, right? I will go and access now out of the boundary. If you run this, there is no issue. And nothing I'm printing on the console, nothing is there because I'm not printing anything. But if I say and surpass the boundary, if I surpass the boundary, see here, array index out of bounds exception. Your program abnormally will be terminated. Exception means what we have seen. More on exception we will explore from the next week. But have you got it, everyone? Java is a robust programming language. Will there be any buffer overrun problem in Java, guys? Will there be any buffer overrun problem? Because arrays in Java are guarded with boundaries. There is minimum boundary, there is a maximum boundary. Can we surpass any of the boundary? The answer is no. You have to be within your limits. You should not surpass your limits. Next point about the arrays in Java. Are they clear? No default memo. How much ever you have asked, that much it should be created. You have to specify the size, Melapati. First, if you're declaring the array, size must be defined. You cannot keep it empty. Is this clear? Few more things about the array. You'll understand by default, Vijay Raju. Going forward also, I'm going to talk about the robust, why it is robust. Multiple locations I will talk. My dear friends, next part. Array stores only homogeneous type of data. If I say integer type of array, wherein I'm going to store integer type of 3 locations. 3 locations are given to you. 0, 1, 2. Inside this array, if you say integer value, 0 location 44, no problem. But if I say anything other than integer, 44.5, it will not allow. Array stores only homogeneous type of data. At the time of declaring the array, you may have to specify what type of data you're going to work inside that array. First, only I'm telling I'm going to work with integer type of data. So inside these memory locations, can you add string type of data? Can you add characters? Can you add the long type of data, or maybe other than array, float, boolean, anything assets? If I say maybe for an example, double type of array could be of any type, need not to be only integer type. I will say char. CH is the name of the array. New char of 4 locations. 4 locations have been created. It will allow, but it will store 4 instead of 4.5, right? Sri Hari Krishna, no. Please see here very carefully. Inside this, only character is array. See here. I'll go back. Let's check. He's asking that it will just rounding to 0 is happening, is what Sri Hari Krishna is telling. Rounding to 0. What do you mean by rounding to 0? If you ask me, whatever the truncation part is telling, the precision value will be truncated, is what Sri Hari Krishna is telling me, that 0.5 will be truncated, 4 will be stored. Let me cross check right now. Okay. Is that the case, Hari Krishna? Hari Krishna, are you there? So array can store what type of data, guys? Whatever you have specified at the time of storing. Can you change the type of data in the array once declared? No. Character means character. String means string. Whatever is the type of array, that only you have to store. So one of the limitations of array is it stores only homogeneous type of data, similar type of data. Solution for this, we have collection. I will come to that part. Okay. Next point. Array has fixed size of memory. What do you mean by that? If you say 3, it is fixed. You may say, I can change, I'll make it 4. If you make it 4, the same array will not be extended. A new array will be created. And then it can take it because of the typecasting concept. Implicit typecasting. Guys, if I say here 3, right? How many locations in the memory? 3 locations are given. 0, 1, 2. Name of this is AR. But if I make it 4, same will not grow. A new array will be created for the 4 locations. A new array will be created for the 4 locations. 0, 1, 2, 3. All of you present in the class. So array size will not grow or shrink. No, it will not. Kritika, I'll come to that point. Array size will not grow or shrink. Array size are fixed in Java. But if someone says, I can change it, then the answer is a new array is getting created for that new locations. A same array is not getting extended. Is that fine? All of you present in the class. Any issues, guys? All good? That array is gone. It is vanished. It will become reference less, right? Whenever we have referenceless object on the heap area, what happens? Whenever we have a referenceless object on the heap area, garbage collector will collect it. Great. The next part about the arrays which you need to understand before moving ahead. I will say any array in that matter. I will create an array of double type. I want an array one dimensional where I will store a double type of data. New double type of data. Guys, all of you know here we have to specify size of an array. How many locations we have? Now what locations you specify? No. It must be of integer type. First of all, can you say 4.5 is a size? Can you say anything other than integer? Not allowed. Only integer is allowed. Only integer is allowed. Point number one. Integer means, don't you think, guys, negative value also comes into picture, positive value also comes into picture? So only positive value must be there. Array size, it must be of integer type, that too positive number. We cannot have a negative array. It will lead to an exception called as negative array size exception. What it will lead to, dear friends? What it will lead to? Negative array size exception. I'll say negative. It is also commonly asked question. The size of an array must be of integer type, that too positive number. If I just have to run this, kindly notice negative array size exception. Is that also clear to everyone? Yes. Now, few things I will tell you. Just acknowledge if you have understood that or not. Number one, array in Java is treated as an object. Any issues to anyone? The memory for array is allocated on the heap area because it is treated as an object. Tick mark. The size, whenever we declare an array, the size of an array must be declared by using integer type of data, that too positive integer value. If you try to give the size of an array other than integer, it is again an error. And if you give negative array size, it will lead to a runtime exception, not at the compile time. See, if I write here, compiler didn't give any error. Compiler is like, I should be giving an integer value. I should be giving an integer value. So size should be of integer type as per the rules of Java. I am following the rules. Guys, -4 comes under integer only. -4 comes under integer. Am I following the rules of Java, guys? Am I following the rules of Java here? I'm following. No problem. Size should be of integer type. As per the Oracle documents, I have given integer value. But at the runtime, what you will get is negative array size exception. Fine, now? Array size in Java is fixed. It cannot grow or shrink. Meaning, if we try to change the array size once it is declared, a new array object will be created. Same array object will not grow, will not shrink. Fine. Array in Java can store only same type of data, homogeneous type of data. Array cannot store heterogeneous type of data. Great. And one more disadvantage is there. Array in Java demands contiguous memory locations. That means, guys, 4 is the size I have told. And for integer, what is how many bytes allocated in Java for integer? How many bytes? 4 bytes. 4 into 4, totally 16 bytes is needed, right? Based on 4 locations I have asked here, how many bytes are needed behind the scene on the RAM? On the RAM, how many size is needed? 16 bytes. Now, guys, those 16 bytes must be continuously freely available. Example, 10 bytes are freely available, you can occupy. 11th byte, some data is already there. It will not continue from the 13th again. It will stop, again reconsider. Those 16 bytes continuously one beside the other should be freely available. That is also one of the limitation here. Have you got what I have told here? Fine. I will come to that point in the doubt session, Kritika. All of you. So array size is fixed. I'll just say all together. Array in Java is treated as an object. Memory is allocated on the heap area. Whenever we want to store large volume of data in one place, we can go with the concept of arrays. The size is fixed. It cannot grow and shrink. It can store only same type of data. Great. That also we have discussed. The size cannot be negative and it could be of any dimensions. Array in Java can be created. Multiple dimensions can be created. Fine. No, Malmati, it will use all 16 bytes. It will use all the 16 bytes. There is no limit in this, Kritika. Melampati Venkata Sai, 16 bytes will be used. 16 bytes will be used. Guys, if you don't know this part, maybe you should be knowing it. RAM is of what type of data, guys? RAM is of what type of data? Semiconductor technology. First of all, volatile, all is fine. Semiconductor, that means semiconductor technologies stores the data as it is or in the form of 0101. Very first class we have discussed this. I am telling here integer type of A, or maybe I'll say here byte type of A equals to 45. 1 byte of memory is allocated. If I say integer type of A equals to 45, 4 bytes of memory allocated, correct? This integer data types are also used to convert your real-time data into zeros and ones by following a specific format. All the whole numbers are there, no? Byte, short, int, long. They follow one format called as base 2 format. I have not told this because I don't wanted to confuse you guys. But now since Malapati is asking that only 4 bytes will be allocated, I'm just telling you. The double and float, they use IEEE single precision and IEEE double precision format. IEEE single precision and double precision format in order to convert the data into zeros and ones. Fine. Char data type uses Unicode format in order to convert your real-time characters into zeros and ones. Others inbuilt classes uses specific formats. We have a format called as MP3 format. Some classes use MP4 format. Some classes use GIF format. Some classes use JPEG format. Some classes use GPG format to convert your real-time data into zeros and ones. When I say base 2 format, IEEE single precision, double precision format, Unicode format, have you understood format is what I'm referring to? Everyone? These formats are used to convert your data into zeros and ones. All of you on your phone, you're using the image. Anything and everything happens on your phone from the RAM only, right? Processor is the one who executes very first starting 2 classes. That is what I have discussed. All of you agree? It is the processor who executes everything. Any doubt to anyone? Those who are new to the class, please do watch interesting topic class 1 and class 2. Processors are one who executes, but it is on the RAM, data will be kept loaded. From the RAM, instructions will be given to processor one by one. So RAM is the actual battlefield for every execution. All of you agree? Yes, no, maybe. Now guys, you are loading the image, but image you can see as it is. But RAM understands image as it is. Will RAM understand that image as it is? RAM understands what? That means RAM understands zeros and ones. Now guys, that image is also stored in the form of zeros and ones. Image is also stored in the form of zeros and ones. Those who are telling byte, all this inky ponky donkey with your ego and attitude, maybe you have not watched the initial videos of Java by thinking that you know Java. I request humbly, please watch class 1 also. Maybe you're a programmer, your experience, okay, fine, but please do watch everything which we have covered here. If you don't have time, I humbly request, please watch it in 2x speed. Maybe you don't have time to watch fundamentals. You thought that you know fundamentals. But I request you to watch the class 1 also in 2x speed at least. If you cannot watch in same speed due to the time constraint, watch it in 2x speed. Please do watch it. Fine. Data is stored in the form of zeros and ones. Guys, you are playing the music. Music you are listening. But music in the memory is stored in the form of what? In what form the music is stored? Zeros and ones row. MP3 is the format But that MP3 format is using to convert your music into zeros and ones actually. Fine, huh? Now, guys, if you say integer type of A equals to 45, type is A, integer. Integer means how many bytes of RAM will be occupied? How many bytes of RAM? 4 bytes. 1 byte is how many bits? 8 bits. That means 45 is stored in your RAM. 8 into 4, how much? 32 bits. That means 45 on your RAM is stored something like this. Are you all understanding? Everyone in the class? Guys, what is the purpose I have done RAM, hard disk, processor, semiconductor technology, transistors, zeros and ones just for the joke? No. All of them as a programmer, you must know. For that purpose, I've done it. Base 2 format means, for example, byte 45. No, 45. 2 if you divide. 2, how much, guys? 2. 2 za, 1 is the remainder. 2 1 za, 1. Again, 0 is the remainder. 2 5, 1 is the remainder. Are you getting? These are the zeros and ones which will generate for any data. Something like this behind the scene, the calculation will happen. You need not to worry. It will use of certain formats. In Java, all the whole numbers uses base 2 format to convert your whole numbers into zeros and ones. And double and float follows IEEE single precision and IEEE double precision to store your data in the form of zeros and ones. Making sense? All of you present the class? So guys, it is always 0. Arrays or any indexes in any programming language always start from the 0th index. My dear friends, tell me one thing. What did I say? Array size is fixed. If I say 4, 4 into 4, how many bytes? 16 bytes of memory on the RAM. So 16 bytes should be continuously available. In between 15th byte, if someone has already accessed, will it continue? No. Again, it will search for all the 16 contiguous memory locations. Is that clear to everyone? Yes, no, maybe. This data type concept you forget. I've just given you one brief highlight. Everyone present in the class? Dear friends, whatever we have discussed fundamentally about the array, is that clear? Fundamentals of array. I will discuss the part 2 of array. This is not yet over. Can I say array topic is over, guys? Can I say array topic is over? No. It's tomorrow also there. First part tomorrow I will discuss, and then tomorrow I'm going to start with the strings topic. Those who are new to the class, I have kept in mind that 1 month of whatever we have discussed, people know in the class. So most of the topics I've directly written the code. Okay. But usually I write the code for everything I explain. But now 1 month, it's enough of classes are already over. It will lead to out of memory error, runtime out of memory error, Anil Tripathi. You can see here. I'll go back here. I will give something here. Guys, if I just have to run, right now, no problem, that memories are available. I will try to access something. You can see out of memory, you will get it. Right now, there is no, all memories are there. That much is getting occupied. But if you just try to see here, it is out of the range of integer. That is the reason. Within the range of integer, I will just try to give. And one moment you will see one error, you will get out of memory error. Right now, we are not getting out of memory error. because that many memories are there in my RAM right now. Contiguous memories are available. At one point, you will get one runtime error out of memory. Okay. It is a runtime error, like an exception. Compile time, you will not get to know. At the runtime, you will get it. All right, guys, allow me 2 minutes of time. I'll share you these files and I'm open for your questions. Now ask me silly questions also. I'll not be minding it during the class because people who have already understood know if I repeat, they will get disturbed. For that purpose, I will avoid. But once the class is over, you ask me any question on planet Earth, I'll answer in the doubt session. Okay. Let me share this and then I will answer all of your queries. Is that fine? Is there any default array size? No, Saiteja. Sorry, just to say class name instead of launch AR, launch one, launch two, etc. Can we use the concept in itself, launch multiple launches? Kritika, I have already done that. The suggestion has already been considered. If you have observed, see here, any of the topic you take, inheritance, for example, all of them are inheritance only, launch inheritance. But again, inside that class, I will do something else. Okay. See here, launch interfaces. You'll get to know it is interfaces concepts. Launch static concept. Fine. So launch AR means what else I can do? I don't know at the time of creating the class, I myself don't know what I am going to teach here. Fine. And what is the concept name? Array. That is more than sufficient. Launch AR means array concept. Now very precise. If you want, you can write it. No problem. It will be difficult for me to write it. But usually in the real-time project, the code will be something like this. What we have done in the Amazon classes. You can see the classes names. You can understand what is the code inside these classes. But these are the generic examples. So array topics here, I have given the proper classes names. For the real-time projects, we give the proper names only. I will also give in the going forward classes. But this is array, right? Now array, what should I give here? So only I've just kept it normal common launch array because they are fundamentals concept. But going forward, once I reach to the actual concepts, then of course, like the way I've done for Amazon project, Telescope project, we are going to give the proper naming for the classes. That is one of the good practice also. J unit is given as in the form of recorded. Sushmita, J unit 5, Docker, Jenkins, microservices for the other batch, all of that is in the form of recorded. But using JUnit 5, Mockito I will do in the live class in the RESTful services topic. In the last class. The last class will be that where I will use JUnit 5, I will use the Mockito in my REST API testing. But JUnit in general as a concept will be given to you in the form of recorded. But I will practically use JUnit 5 to test my API. I will use Mockito to test my API in the live class. Understanding the difference? That is direct declaration of the array is possible. I will discuss tomorrow, Saiteja. Like this, I can discuss an array. Okay. I have told you no part of the array. Like this also you can create an array. They declare any array here. See here. Saiteja, any error? Any error here? So I will discuss that part two is pending. Typecast can be done for only specific things. No, not for everything, Nikit. Typecasting is for only specific things. Not just that, guys. One question, those who are there right now, array can store only homogeneous type of data I have told. My dear friends, I have a question to you and I want you to get the answer for me. I will not even tell once also in the class. Hmm. Tell me, Pa. Who can find me this answer? Tell me, dear friends. What did I say, guys? Array can store only homogeneous type of data. I have stored. Any problem you have got? Any compile time error? Any compile time error? I want you to go here. Who is the parent of all classes in Java, guys? Who is the parent of all? Object. So all that will be considered as an object type. Again, this is homogeneous only. Okay. Since this is allowed, by driving the motivation and inspiration from this part, in Java, collection topic is created. Collection is inspired by this possibility. In collection, everything is stored as an object. So only in collection, we can store heterogeneous type of data, which I will talk in the concept of collection. Right now, you need not to break your head. Okay. I have discussed the fundamentals of arrays, guys. Part 2 of array will be discussed in the tomorrow's class. And apart from that, if any other doubts, please do let me know. How the memory will be allocated for this? How means you have already declared, no, Vasu. You have already declared that here. A new array will be created in that case. Vasu, that syntax is itself is no one will write. That is illogical syntax. When you have already declared the array, first of all, it is I. It is a primitive, you have told. You have already declared the array here, no? Now again, the first location is telling for, you are converting that to JAG. A new memory location will be created. Same array will not grow or shrink. Arrays in Java are fixed. So for here, there is one array got created, which is 3 classes. Each class has 3 students. Fixed, regular array. Now you are again telling that in the first location, I want something like this. A new array, JAG array will be created. Same array will not grow or shrink. Okay. But that situation will not come into picture. For that simple answer you give to interview, that array size in Java is fixed. It cannot grow or shrink. If we try to do something with respect to the size, if we try to modify, always a new array gets created in the memory. All right, guys. Any more questions? Anyone would like to talk to me? Please let me know in the chat. Anyone would like to talk to me? Could you please explain Amazon Swift product class interface connection we created? I tried the code. I'm getting problem in understanding of class interconnections. Ankita, do you know the concept of polymorphism interfaces very well? Not 90%, 100% dot. If you know, you tell me, I will clarify. Do you know the concept of interfaces and polymorphism? I will allow you to talk. Guys, first one who would like to talk to me, let me know in the chat, because I see so many hands rising up. In the chat, I want you to tell me who want to talk to me. I see so many hands here, so I want you to tell in the chat. Okay. Dalip, please tell me if you want to talk to me.
Hi, sir.
Yes.
Sir, in last example in this class, you
Okay.
told you are filling that value in integer, like in top. Anil asked you question.
Huh.
Because
What is that?
Your RAM has free size, so it is storing continuously
Huh.
array.
Huh.
But sir, the maximum limit here for integer is this much only. Is it
What
2,
maximum limit you're telling?
for value to storing in integer from minus to I think it's, I tested here, sir. This is the maximum limit. But we are,
Huh.
but we are putting there 9,000 something more than that in that array. That to be integer type.
Wait,
Last,
I'll go back here.
last one here.
Let me just go back to. Have you tried this first of all, or just maybe directly in the class you're telling me?
This one, sorry, yes.
This and this size.
Yes,
Wait, I'll go back here. I will create one array. Okay, please tell me one thing here. Is it within the limit or outside the limit?
within the limit, sir.
So possible, no?
No, possible.
Any doubt?
Yes, sir. I just asked when it is
No, see, whenever you see
mark
the
up.
numbers, no 9, 9 and all, you'll not count how many are there.
Yeah.
If you try to surpass, no, see, I'll try to surpass the limit.
Yes,
See, I'm
sir.
getting one error here. See,
Okay, okay, okay.
are you seeing this? See
Yeah, I
here,
got it, sir.
the literal is out of the integer, out of the range.
Mhm.
Is it clear?
Yes, yes, sir.
I cleverly wrote one less only. Fine.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Sagnesh Patil, if you have anything to discuss.
Hello.
Yeah, please tell me.
I have a question which is outside of the class.
No problem.
I was trying to find the AI tool for the code generation. I found so many. I couldn't figure that out which one to use.
I didn't get you. What you trying to find?
Sorry, the AI tool.
Okay, okay. There are so many. Yes, GitHub Copilot, many of them are there. But right now, currently, industry is not able to find one fixed perfect code generator which is giving you precise results. All the code AI tools are there now right now in the experimental phase. And there is a strong debate in the internet. This is good, that is good. That is creating problem, this is creating the problem. Because of which some of the companies have even banned using any of them, because some of them are confident that they will give a proper result, but at the end of the day, they created a lot of issues in reverse. So it is still in the debate phase. Maybe in the next upcoming 6 months or a year, we may have one fixed one. Right now, so many of them are there. But the most popular which is being used is GitHub Copilot. And most of the IDs by default have that GitHub Copilot, especially the IntelliJ IDEA. Going forward in our class also, I'm going to use IntelliJ IDEA for some of our spring classes. So GitHub Copilot is one of them. Like this, there are so many others. Even for the Eclipse also, there is one more, Codam or something. I could not able to recall the name, which can be integrated as a plugin to the Eclipse, which will generate the code. So many of them are there, but right now you cannot say one reliable which you can rely on. It's still in the experimental phase. Fix 100% clear. There is nothing as such now.
Okay, I got it.
GitHub Copilot is something people are using it.
I'll check it out, the Copilot. Thank you.
I will also show you in our live classes, GitHub Copilot. Naveen sir also will show us. So we are going to use such tools in our classes going forward. We will show how to use it. For the paid also, for the free also, what facility we have. IntelliJ IDEA has 2 versions, Ultimate and normal. For the free version also, they have support of the AI tools, and for the paid also they have. But what is the difference also, we are going to show in the live class. TR, please tell me. No, Akash, you focus on covering the topics for now. I'll give you 20 questions after the collection topic, which will summarize your understanding of core Java. Yes, TR, please.
Hello, sir. Good morning.
Good morning, TR.
Sir, I didn't get that exact continuous memory location is there, no, sir.
Continuous memory location is, it demands how much ever locations you have asked. For that many locations on the RAM, continuously memory should be available. In the sense, if I have to go back here, I have explained that, but maybe some part you have missed out. I'll go back here. I have told maybe 3 location or 2 location, 2 into 4 is 8. That 8 bytes should be continuously available. Maybe 6 bytes are available. Here something is already there. It will not ignore and go here and continue. It will stop. From again, it will start from the scratch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Something is there here. Again, it will not count this as 8. Again, it will check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That 8 bytes should be freely, continuously available one beside the other. That is the meaning of contiguous memory location demand. Okay.
Suppose array 3 is there, sir. Stored at a 0, 8th index and second index. First index I have left.
It will not. I have not. You and me have a decision to make which index. You are trying to say that I have not even added the data.
Yes,
If
sir.
you have not added the data, default data will be present. 0 will be present. Something will be present.
No.
Okay.
Fine, sir. Thank you.
All right. Ankita, are you there in the class? Hari Krishna is also there. After which, Ankita, you can raise the hand. Okay. Yes, it will impact Vasu. We have to go with the concept of collection, but that much array we have never created, Vasu. So it should be dynamic, and for dynamic, we have the concept of arrays. Collections. Hari Krishore. No question. Sorry. Ankita, are you there in the class? You are asking some doubt regarding association. Are you there? You are allowed to talk, Ankita. I'll open the project. Could you please tell me what is the point of doubt you have?
Hi, sir. Good morning.
Good morning, Ankita.
Sir, in Amazon class, we
I'll
have
open this. I'll open the Amazon class. Yeah, please tell me.
We have created the iDelivery service
Correct.
object here.
Not object,
So,
reference.
sorry, reference.
Uh,
So I didn't understand like how it is getting connected with launch Amazon and it will taking amount.
Where launch Amazon? How is it connecting? It is not connecting there. This class is a part of Amazon. It's a private part of Amazon. Now, if I go to the launch Amazon, I am creating the object of Amazon. At the time of this, in the constructor, I'm adding one object, new flight object. Okay.
Right.
From this is traveling and it is coming and storing here. So it is getting stored something like this.
Like
It is
constructor.
getting stored like this. In the constructor, it is coming and sitting. No. So here
Yes.
inside this, you're injecting FedEx means FedEx will come and sit like this. As per the polymorphism, for this FedEx, you can see for Blue Dot, FedEx, first flight, the parent is iDelivery.
Yes.
So as per the rule of, polymorphism, for this object, can we create the reference of parent type?
Parent. Yes.
This is allowed. So from
Yes.
the Amazon, if you are launching this, you're creating the object of Amazon and you're injecting this new first flight. So it will come to the constructor of Amazon, and here what will be injected? First flight will be injected. So inside the service, first flight object is there. So inside this first flight object is stored. If I say service.deliver the product, it will call the deliver the product of first flight. It is like creating like this. First flight.
Right.
First flight. It is like this. It's equivalent to creating the object like this. This can hold the address of any of its child classes, right? Any of its implementing classes. So it can
Yes.
hold. So here you can pass any of its child implementation. If you pass from the launch Amazon, if I pass here integer type of data, will it accept? No. I hope you know the concept of constructors, setters, and getters.
Yes.
So here, is it accepting integer type of data?
No. Object.
What type of object? That too, which is related to that. If I give something
Yes.
random demo, it will not accept because there is no relation between demo and iDelivery service. But there is a relation between Blue Dot and iDelivery service. There is a relation between FedEx and iDelivery service. There is a relation between first flight and iDelivery service. It is a concept of purely polymorphism, runtime polymorphism.
Okay. So the method we created here in Amazon, like this delivery the product, it is just to accept the amount and to call the service in particular
Exactly.
class.
Exactly.
Like we
I've
did
just
in
made
aeroplane
multiple layers.
and
That's it. It's just layered approach. Something similar, many applications we are going to develop going forward. DO layer, DAO layer, the service layer, the web layer, how to get a database. We will see many of them. We will be developing so many applications on layered approach.
yeah, that layered approach. Okay. Now I'm clear.
Oh, no problem.
Thank you.
No, Vasu. If you make that array referenceless, automatically garbage collector will collect that object from the heap area, because in the heap area, garbage collector is an automated process. It is a daemon thread which will be always there on the heap area to deallocate in memory for referenceless objects. Guys, once Core Java is over, no, after collection, I will give you 20 questions. And that 20 questions you may have to solve as a self-understanding. Like, if you could able to solve, give a solution for them. That is not like fixed assignment you have to do. It is not a university, right? That if you don't do that, I will not take your class or something as such, right? I mean, that should not be done. It is like, if you could able to solve, that means you have understood Core Java. Now you are eligible to understand Spring Boot. That's the meaning of it. Okay. Even if you look at the code and if you could able to generate some solution in your mind also, that means you are eligible. That's the meaning of it. It is like a reference variable, Parveen. Guys, whenever you want, you can revise the concepts. While you're revising, you can rewatch the video of any topic in 2x speed. My classes, according to me, if you have already attended once, you can easily rewatch in 2x speed. There is no problem. You can save the class time, your time also. Or maybe 2 hours of time, if you spend, you can watch almost 3 classes revision. Okay, so that way you can make it. All right, guys, that's all. Thank you so much for being with me in today's class. We will meet tomorrow. First half, I will cover the remaining concepts of array. And the second half tomorrow, I will discuss the journey of strings concept. Okay. So tomorrow, day after tomorrow also, we will discuss the concept of strings only. Maybe Monday, we will see if we have to continue strings or we will start the concept of exception handling. After which I had told multi-threading. Before multi-threading, I will discuss collection, because there are some people who have joined the new batch also. For them, collection is important. I will discuss that after exception handling collection. After collection, I will get back to the concept of multi-threading. Okay. So thank you so much, guys, for being with me in today's class. We will meet tomorrow exactly at 7 a.m. Indian Standard Time and continue the discussion of array topic. Okay. Thank you so much, every one of you.